welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video, and honestly I feel like I haven't just sat down and done a makeup tutorial in so long. I also feel like makeup tutorials aren't as big on YouTube anymore. It's more of like challenges and, you know, different things, not just like a sit down makeup tutorial. That's how I learned how to do makeup, so I decided to just sit down and create this look for you guys. It is a super glam golden bronze look. I hope you guys enjoy. If you'd like to see how I created it, then just keep on watching. So I'm starting off using the WELEDA Skin Food. This is the Light Nourishing, and I'm just gonna apply that a little bit to pretty much everywhere that's really dry. I do have pretty dry skin, so I always just like to prime my skin using a moisturizer, and I'm just putting a little bit of that all over the cheeks. For foundation, I'm going in with my Ride or Die, the Maybelline Superstay. You guys probably already know I rave about this foundation. I'm mixing together 120 and 112 together just because I'm a little bit more on the pale side right now. I haven't been tanning, so I'm just mixing those two colors together. And when I do my own makeup, most of the time I do my skin first. So I'm just using a dampened beauty blender with warm water, and I am pressing it into the skin. As you can see, this is pretty full coverage foundation. Honestly, I just love how it looks. I love the finish. It's not too dry, and it just gives the right amount of coverage. It's not like crazy coverage. For concealer, I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape. I go between this one and the Born This Way. I love both of them a lot. The Born This Way, I just don't have one in my shade right now, so I'm using this guy. This guy does dry pretty quickly, so I would just blend it in like right as soon as you apply it. You don't really have much time to work with it, so just blend it in as soon as possible. I like to add a little bit of concealer to the center of the face as well, just to brighten up those areas. I'm going to lightly set my eyelids just so we don't get any creasing with that concealer. Since this is a more wearable look, like it's not one of my super ultra like colorful looks, I'm just going to lightly set all of the concealer that we placed down. For bronzer, I'm going in with the MAC Give Me Sun, and I'm going to be using a Morphe M527 brush. This is my favorite brush for bronzing, and I'm just going in small circular motions. So this is not my contour. I'm just warming up the skin with a warm toned bronzer. I'm going to be applying this to the forehead, on the cheekbones, and under the jawline as well. For contouring, I'm going to be using a Sedona lace brush. This is the FBO5. This is my favorite contouring brush right now. And the Kat Von D palette. This is also my favorite palette of all time. I'm going to be going in with this center shade right here to contour. Same motion, just a little bit smaller. So I'm going into a small circular motions right in the hollows of the cheeks to really define those cheekbones and make them pop and stand out. We are essentially adding like the shadowing. I don't know why my voice sounds so weird right now, but a little bit under the jaw as well to hide any double chins that we may have. And then I'm going to just go down the side of the nose as well, just to contour it a little bit. I usually don't go too crazy with the nose contour, but... So I'm going to do a little bit of baking. So all baking is pretty much like setting areas of your face with a translucent powder or a loose powder. So this is just the RCMA powder, and I'm just taking it on my damp sponge and applying it underneath my contour just to sharpen it up a little bit and make it look a little bit cleaner. If you do happen to go down too far, this is just a great way to clean up everything underneath and just make it a little bit more sharp. Some people bake underneath their eyes. I personally don't, just because I do have dry skin and I just find that it looks super cakey and I just hate the way that it makes my skin feel. It just really dries out my under eyes. So I leave that step out, but some people do bake, or a lot of people do bake under the eyes, so you can totally do that as well, but I'm just skipping that step. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Sarcophagus highlights with a Morphe M510 brush. This is my favorite combination right now. I love this highlighter. Always add it to the top of the brow to give that glow. And using a Sedona Lace EB21 brush, I'm just going to go down on the tip of the nose and down the bridge of the nose as well, just to make the nose look even thinner. And last, for blush, I'm just going in with the Milani Luminoso. This container broke, so the lid's not on it, so I just literally tap right into the product. And this is a Morphe M509 brush. I love this brush for my blush. So I'm just working that on the apples of the cheeks and blending it softly backwards. I am definitely a blush girl. Like, I love blush, and I feel like any look just comes together when you add blush. So with any brush, I'm just going to wipe away all of that powder that we added for baking. And you'll just see how much more clean and precise it is underneath. And it just kind of sets everything as well. So I'm just wiping away all of that extra product. To finish off the skin, I'm going to go in with the NYX Dewy Setting Spray. This is my ride or die no matter what look I'm doing. Every single look that I do on myself and clients, I always finish it with the NYX Dewy Setting Spray. I just love this stuff, and not only does it make your skin look a little bit more fresh and hydrated, it also just makes everything sink into the skin. So there's no powders like sitting on top of the skin. It just makes everything absorb and just looks super fresh and natural. So I'm just gonna spray my entire face with that. So I did my brows off camera just because I feel like everybody kind of does their brows their own way anyway, and my brow routine hasn't changed, and I do have a video if you want to see how I do my brows on my Instagram. I did use the Brow Luxe pencil in the shade Taupe this time. Usually I use Ash, but I used Taupe today, so I just kind of did a fluffy, thick brow, and we're going to move on to eyes. So for the look, I'm going to be using the JACLYN Hill palette. I actually haven't dipped into this in so long, but we're going to today. So I'm going to be taking this shade right here. So I'm just taking that brown on a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to be working that into the outer portion of the eye and just small circular motions, blending it upwards. So this is our transition shade. It will be the lightest shade that we are using, and we're just going to keep adding a little bit of deeper browns to add to this bronzy look. So I'm not taking this all the way in. I am focusing it on the outer portion. I'm bringing it about here when I have barely any product, and then pulling it back. So the inner portion I'm leaving out because I'm going to add a shimmer. So I'm not bringing it in all the way. That does close off the eyes, and I do want my eyes to look really like sultry and sexy. So I'm just going to leave that open so my eyes look a little bit bigger. I'm going to take that same shade and work it underneath the eye as well. So once we have that, we are going in with a deeper shade. We're going to use this brown right here, just to add a little bit of depth to the outer corner and make it a little bit darker. So I'm just taking a little bit on my brush, tapping off any excess because we don't want any fallout at this point because we already did our skin. So I'm just pressing that in the very, very outer corner and really focusing it on that outer portion. I don't want to blend this out as much as I did with the first shade. So this is the lightest color again, and just softening the edges of that dark brown. As you can see, it just adds a lot more depth to the eye look, and we're going to do the exact same to the bottom. As you can see, just by adding the two colors or more than one color, you just get that really nice soft blend, that nice ombre look. So I always suggest to use 3 shades, light, medium, and dark. The dark, usually you just use a tiny bit just to add a little bit of depth, but I always suggest more than 1 eyeshadow color. So I think I'm going to use this shade right here just to add a little bit more depth to the outer portion of the eye. And again, I'm gonna put this on the outer portion, but I'm gonna keep it super tight and precise to the outer corner. I'm not gonna blend it out as much as the middle shade that we used. So each time you add a dark color, you want to keep it a little bit more tight and precise than the color you added before. And once again, the same thing underneath. We're just going to work that brown really tight to the lash line, and we're really trying to keep it tight and close to the lash line. So next I'm going to be taking this gold right here, and I'm going to mix it with the Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight, just because I don't want it to be quite as gold as that eyeshadow, and I'm just going to put this all over the lid. I'm also going to put the Gilded Honey in the inner corners of my eye just to brighten that up as well. So I'm just taking a tiny bit of the NYX glitter glue to the lids just because we're going to add a little bit of glitter. So I'm taking a Makeup Forever glitter. This is just like the gold glitter, and I can't really show you because it will spill everywhere. But I'm just taking a little bit on my brush, and I'm placing that just on the lid. So I'm just going to take a little bit of black liner. This can be any liner of your choice, and honestly I'm not going to recommend the one I'm using because I absolutely hate it. But the one that I usually get is like, I can't find it anywhere. So if you guys know where to find the NYC liquid liner, let me know. And this doesn't have to be perfect because we are gonna smudge it out in just a little bit when this dries. So it doesn't have to be perfect, just lightly line the lash line. So just taking a super tiny brush, I'm taking a really dark brown, almost black, or you can use black. And I'm just lightly pressing that over the outer portion of the liner. And it's just gonna really smoke out that lash line, so it looks just a little bit more, like a little bit softer and just vampier. I prefer a soft liner look over like a super harsh wing liner now. So I always love to smoke out my lash line. So I'm just adding a dark brown to the waterline just to add a little bit more drama. This is the Morphe Richie dark brown pencil. Excuse my face, it's literally impossible to look good while doing this. So next I'm just gonna go in with some lashes. I'm using the TATTI lashes in TL3. These are my go-to favorite lashes right now. Honestly, I love these lashes right now, so I'm just gonna go and apply those. I cannot believe like how much lashes make a difference. It is so crazy. Like, it's just literally night and day. I can't not wear lashes. So once my lashes are on, I'm just gonna add a little bit of mascara to the top and bottom. So eyes are pretty well complete. I honestly never do a dark liner in the lash line. I always do a nude, but I love how glam this looks. So all we're gonna do is lips, and then we will be done. So I'm gonna be using WHIRL lip liner by MAC. So I'm taking MAC Myth on a brush, and I'm just going to kind of make an ombre lip. And I'm just patting that in the center and kind of blending the two together. So taking NYX Butter Gloss in Fortune Cookie, I just went over that and added a little bit of gloss just because I'm a gloss girl. So I will be right back with the finished look. So babes, this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. If you'd like to see more makeup looks, let me know. I'd love to film them. It was actually really fun to just sit down and film a regular makeup look. So I hope you enjoyed this as well. I hope you get to try it out at home. Like this video, comment on this video. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Let me know if you have any video ideas. I'd love to try to film what you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And also, don't forget to head over to my Instagram and follow me on there. It is Mady Kennedy to see some more of my makeup looks, some more creative, colorful, bold, and face painting. So if you guys are interested, just go over to Instagram and check me out on there. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys!